What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and I'm really excited to say that this is the second Unity devlog on my new game. Now, before I start this video, I would like to ask you guys to please comment down below what I should name this game. I really have no idea. I'm not very creative like that. So please go do that right now, and also I'd like to say thank you so much for the tremendous amount of feedback on my last video. I got a bunch of good feedback and comments, and also I was really excited to see that my video has popped up as of now on about 800 people's recommended pages, and that is amazing. So again, thank you guys so much, and yeah, let's get into it. Now, in this clip right here, I am actually working on some level art for my next level, which is going to be level 1, because the one that I made last time was the tutorial level. So I'm thinking of making some pillars that may pop out of the ground, and there will be poison beneath the pillars that will kill you. So that's what I'm working on right now. So yeah, let's time lapse. Now, my plan here was actually to make it so that it would blacken out at the bottom, so that all I had to do was put a black square at the bottom, and I didn't have to draw the whole pillar down. Now for this one, why I zoom it out so much is because it helps me see the colors better instead of having this annoying grid in the way, and the grid kind of separates the colors, which is nice in some cases. But for me, I like to see them all next to each other so I know if my shading's correct and stuff like that. Now here, I was actually thinking about making a stalagmite or a stalactite. I don't know which one. I think it's a stalagmite that will be popping up out of the poison some part in the level, and I thought this would be a really cool idea, and this is about the color that the poison would actually be. So after this, I just had to import it into Unity and splice these up into their proper sprites, and then I actually made the new level as shown here and dropped them all into the scene along with the player and a old ground sprite. Now, this was actually a long process because I wanted the pillars to be round. Now, the one problem was when the pillar was round, the player would actually slide off of it, and there was nothing you could do to stop it. So what I've decided on doing right here is making 2 main ground colliders at the top and then 1 huge collider on the bottom of the pillar that would not allow you to wall jump. Now here, my brother actually gave some really good feedback in telling me that the corner of like the main ground sprite actually looked a little too perfect, like a little too just rectangular. So I decided to use a sprite mask and set it so that the main ground could only be seen outside of the sprite mask. This meant that I could make it a little more rounded and natural. And by now, I'd actually spent about 3 days straight just working on my game every day. Not the whole day, but a lot every day, and I kind of felt a little overwhelmed, so I wanted to take a little bit of a break. So I'm just gonna come back in a few days and work on it again. I'll see you guys in a few days. Alright guys, I am back from my break, and I feel really refreshed. My mind is very clear, and I know what I want to do next. So I'm kind of tired of doing a lot of art, so I've decided that I'm gonna start actually working on some more core mechanics and systems. So next, I think all we're gonna do for this video is make an inventory system and possibly even add some new walls to our level and stuff like that. But without further ado, let's get into making the inventory system. So to start off, I'm going to actually have to do more art. I'm going to have to make some inventory slot art, and also some art for the individual placeholder images for guns and stuff like that. So my idea is that I'm gonna have about 6 to 8 slots for guns, and then I'm gonna have 4 slots for ammo. And I don't know how much is gonna like fill up a whole slot of ammo, but somewhere around maybe 100 or maybe even just 1,000. But I'm just gonna have a universal type of ammo, so it'll either be just ammunition is really it for now. And also I want another slot for coins, because I'm eventually gonna have to add a currency. I'm gonna add all these a little bit later, so yeah, for now I'm just gonna do some art for the inventory slot system. Alright guys, it is day 8 about, and I've been working on this inventory system for a few days now. So you can see that we have 5 inventory slots that are meant for guns, and then 1 meant for ammo, which I'm gonna rig up later, and then 1 other one for your coins, or any type of currency, whatever I'm gonna add. So as you can see, I start off with a laser gun in my 2nd slot, just to prove that it will filter weapons to the 1st slot. So if I pick up this sniper, now it's over here, and same with the LMG would go right there. So now if I shoot this, you can see the ammo bar works fine, and then when I switch, it will update the ammo bar as well. That was one of the problems I just ran into, was that the ammo bar would stay the same and wouldn't update based on what weapon you had out. And all of them are working correctly. So next, I think that I'm just gonna make an indicator showing what inventory slot you have out. Also, I'm gonna work on making a stackable item and test my scripts for that. So I'm gonna go do some coding, and I'll get back to you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, so here we are. I've been working on this for about 10 minutes now, and we now have a marker that will follow whatever our selected slot is. So it'll move, and you can see our gun will change the slot, and it's correctly indicated. This is pretty easy. I just made a semi-opaque object that just goes to the place of the image. So next, I think I'm going to make a button that allows us to drop the item that we're holding. This will maybe prove a little bit more difficult than I'm imagining, although I have set up a whole function that is supposed to drop the item. But also I want to work on making stacked items. I think that will be what I'll do after I get the dropping system done. Alright viewer, first, since this is a long time lapse, I think I'm going to explain the inventory system. So basically, I'll have to start by explaining how it used to work. So the inventory system, or the previous gun pickup system, would have a script in the player that would control like bullet speed and everything, and it was very changeable. But what I needed to change this to was so that instead of when you pick it up, it sends the data straight into the player script, I needed it to send it into an inventory slot and then have the player pull data out of the inventory slot, if that makes any sense. Alright guys, so since the last update, I've done a few new things. So first of all, if I build the executable, so in the executable, if we go, this is only on the tutorial level, you can see we have all the improved assets. So first of all, there's a marker over which slot you have. So if I go and pick up this, it'll just go between those 2 slots. And also it won't let you scroll to slots that are empty. So as you can see, I'm trying to scroll to these 3 slots over here and it isn't working. Also, this vine I just made temporarily drop a vine stackable item. So if I go like this and I pick it up. Now we have a stackable item. You will also notice that when I'm holding the stackable item, this icon that used to be bullets will change. I'm going to change that to just like a generic stackable item logo. And also the bar changes to, instead of the ammo count, to be of the count of the stack. What I mean by that is it will go up, and when the bar is full, it'll have the max amount of stuff in the stack. So the more you pick up of the same item and add to the stack, the higher this bar goes. So if I break this, you can see there will be 4 new ones. So the more I pick them up, the more this goes up. And also it displays that you're holding a little thing right here. So I still have a lot of work to do on the stacks, but for now I think that I'm gonna just take a break, go back to doing some level art. So as I said before, I think I'm gonna do a wall jump thing, and also I need to set this now so that this is a teleporter that sends you back to the level select. But after I do the wall jump ability, I think I'm gonna end this video. Yeah, so I'm gonna go do some art for a wall jump. So, I know in the last video you guys commented about my art style and how you liked how it was kind of messy, but it looked very satisfying. And truth be told, I had no previous experience making pixel art, and this was actually my first time doing it.
Hello?
So yeah, I'm really glad you enjoyed it. All I did was follow some basic shading, and that's really all I did to make my pixel art what it was, but I'm glad you guys really enjoyed it, and that was really cool feedback. Alright guys, here is the wall jump in all of its glory. It's pretty simple. I set it up so that there's one main collider tagged as ground that covered the whole side of this little sprite, and I also had to change some of the camera bounds. So next, I think I'm just going to quickly set up a teleporter that sends you back to the level select, and then I'm going to just end this video because it's been 10 days now. Alright guys, so I'm going to start this off by making a new object that holds all the teleporters in our scene. And then inside of this, I'm going to create an empty object, call it just TP1. So inside of this, I'm going to add a box glider 2D and set it to is trigger. And then perfecto. Anyways, so then I'm going to create a new tag. I'm going to name it
End of level teleporter.
So now I'm going to have the player check for a collision with that tagged, with an item of that tag, and then it will teleport to it'll load the scene. I'll actually just copy this. It'll load the level select scene. Case, what did I call it? I called it end of level teleporter. And then, sorry, I'm really slow at writing. And then we will just copy this line right here. So let's add this in, bop, and then do a break. So now, let's hope, yep, it works. Alright, that's just how I do my coding. Alrighty guys, that was quite a long week and a half of work, just doing Unity about once a day. And that was pretty crazy. I feel like I got some good progress. I did a lot of pixel art because I know you guys enjoy that, but also balanced it out with a little bit of coding and new mechanics and things like that. Now I think that I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm not going to start working on this next video for a few days because I want to hang out with friends, and this is really time consuming. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed, and I'm not going to beg for you guys to like and subscribe, but you can if you want and if you enjoyed. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.